Introducing a podcast like no other. Set your whole shot device and rev up your engine. It's time for the Gate Drop Podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Gate Drop Podcast. We have a full studio this week. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Billy O Show.
I'm Brendon. I'm eating.
Hi guys, on Ethan.
You know me already.
Nobody
Also
cares.
known as Benji.
Benji. Nobody knows you low class.
I've been on here a couple times. They know me.
It's funny, too, because the last episode Nick was on is actually the highest view count so far.
Damn.
What's up?
That's when he bought the
I
views.
wonder why.
Probably because he was twerking.
That's
or
when he bought the
something, innit?
views. He's lying.
Brendon, you were on the same stream. Shut the fuck up.
No, not that one.
Which one?
Talking about the one where it was
it
just me and you, Nick.
Oh, it was spicy. That's why.
Yeah, it was a little spicy.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be fun. Brendy, did you finally watch Mount Morris?
No.
No? So you
No,
just
no.
said you're gonna watch it, you just lied to my face?
Kind of sounds like it.
Actually, it was through a text message.
I'm gonna keep it 100% honest. The best race out of the entire day was the WSS.
WMX?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
WSS.
Is it WMX?
What is it?
WMX.
Dude, these trail riders gotta get under control. This is crazy.
Literally. Do you hit so many trees or something? Like, you're supposed
Nick's
to
got
avoid them,
two
brother.
You know
brain
what?
cells,
I
and they're
did
both
hit a
fighting
tree
for
this
third
weekend. Thank
place.
you very much.
Yeah, you're supposed to avoid them.
Yeah,
Did you guys see that
felt
picture where he
one,
went
dude.
down to that corner? That's what happened.
Yeah,
to him.
like look at this bruise.
And
Oh,
he
you
can't
turned
see
it.
again.
You're
I-
supposed to nibble again.
I don't want to get us demonetized. All right.
Yeah, this is the wrong platform, brother.
Oh my gosh.
Good God.
You can find it at thetrueracewear.com.
Plug.
Speaking of crewracewear.com, thank you, Crew Racewear, for sponsoring the podcast. I really appreciate Billy and Haley for giving us this opportunity. Go check out their merch, go check out their gear, and start looking fresh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pre-sale event is live right now, baby.
Show off
you use-
the Timu hat, Brendy.
If you use code
we
Brendon,
also
you
have
get a
Timu
free
hats
hat
as
like
well.
that.
It looks just like this, actually. It comes with this handwriting.
Use code Brendy and you'll get that hat.
Yep. The best hat they got out right
Beer
now.
hats coming soon.
Oh gosh.
All right, Billy, I know you were spitting out the idea of wanting to go over what made you start Crew Racewear.
For sure. So the big thing that I noticed was after taking that 10-year break, you know, it was hard enough back in the day to like get gear. I was always the kid that was wearing either hand-me-down or closeout sale, whatever I can get my hands on. So when I came back, I realized that gear was like over $400 a set, like insane. It was crazy. So around that time, Sleepy and I had the idea, let's make some gear for bikes, you know, do whatever we want, kind of just have fun with it. And then we had the idea of, let's see if we can find a manufacturer. So for about like 6 months, I was contacting manufacturers, speaking with big brands, kind of figuring out what to do. And we finally found a manufacturer that meets all our standards for durability, quality. But while doing that, kind of realizing like how much these brands are actually paying for the gear and what they're selling it for. And I was just like, dude, like this is the moto community. Like we're not all like super crazy rich. Like we just care about getting our bikes and getting to the track. So after that, I came up with the idea with Sleepy, like, dude, let's sell the gear for half the price of what our competitors are, help as many families and kids along the way, and make some really good looking gear. Something that kind of like brings you back to when we were kids, like those wacky, crazy colors, you know, throw some simple stuff in there, have something for everybody, because like our name, Crew, we want everyone to feel like they're a part of Crew. So the big plan with Crew is to grow it to the point where it's sustaining itself. We can help as many people as possible, but our end goal is eventually being able to do programs where, you know, once a year we select 2 or 3 riders, you know, send in, doesn't matter if you're a beginner to a pro rider, just send in your story, what you're wanting to do that year. And if we really love the idea and love what you're about, we're going to support everything. We're going to pay for racing fees, travel. And if you need a bike, we're going to supply the bike. We want to make it where all these kids that can't make it to these races, they have that outlet and they have that push to get to these races. That's one big thing I've noticed with the motocross community is there's so much funding with it, but none of it gets put back to the riders. We want to change that completely. We want to help everyone we can, whether you're beginner or A, we want you to feel like a pro. So for anyone that's signed with us, like right now we're working on canopy setup. So we're inviting everyone like, hey, if we're at the track and you're a crew rider or just someone that wants to be a part of it, come on out, hang out with us. That's pretty much what we want to do. We just want to help the community. We're not looking for making the most amount of money. We're here to what can we do to benefit the motocross community? So that's the whole big point of crew. Right now, to kind of get our start, we are staying away from investors, from corporations, anything that is going to dictate what crew can do, we're staying away from. So right now we're starting off small with pre-sale events, kind of building up our own funding so that we were self-funded. So just like we just signed a pro rider, Charlie Tolson. He owns a crawfish company. So he's been really wanting some crawfish style gear. So what we're able to do is, dude, we're going to design you a set of gear. You can sell it in your store, use all the profit to get to the races. We don't want anything from it as long as you can supply it to your stores, dude, run it. Put crew on there, put whatever you want. Let's make it happen so you can get to the races. So that's why we're kind of staying away from these investors, from anybody. So we can say what we do and we can do whatever we want.
Dude, that is the best thing I've ever heard. I'm not glazing. I'm not, doing anything crazy. I legit hearing you explain your mission with crew, dude, that just resonates in my soul.
Mhm.
We need as phenomenal as the moto community is, we need a lot more people doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I, oh, go ahead, Haley.
I was gonna say we need a lot of people willing to give back to the community because I mean, like I've seen Billy during his pro career. I mean, running on the most ragged out bikes, like working working and training at Club MX, and literally he's training all day long. 6 o'clock rolls around, he eats dinner, and he's working on his bike until like 1 o'clock in the morning. Turn around and has to do it at 5 a.m. Like just trying to give back to the community of writers that don't get don't get normal help, like, like the Kawasaki Pro Circuit kids, like those kids that get everything. But there's such a bigger community behind that doesn't get any kind of help. And so if we can help out with, even if it's just gear or like entry fees or things like that, eventually we want to do those things for those kids.
Absolutely. I love that. And I've been thinking about the long-term goal of this podcast. Yes, I want to build it up to the point where anybody, whether you're able to ride or not, if you just love the sport or you want a little more information about what the moto community is about, you can tune in, you can listen, you can have your opinions, you can engage. And eventually I want to get to the point where this podcast does so well that I can help put on more local beginner races, whether it's once a year, twice a year, something to get the people that are not necessarily pro level, but they're starting out. They want to see how they do in a race format, just trying to give them that experience, help them fall in love with the sport.
Exactly. And it's really hard. Like, honestly, from like someone outside looking in, like motocross is like where do I even start? So that would be a really awesome thing to kind of do, to like just kind of like have it where everyone's welcome, just kind of everyone come together, figure it all out. But going back to the wanting more companies to do this, I'm really hoping everyone's seeing crew and what we're trying to do, a lot more companies follow in that footstep. I really think if everyone came together and just helped everyone out, that motocross would change overnight.
Absolutely.
And
I mean,
we would see growth at a tremendous scale.
100%. And it's really tough to get into moto because if you really break it down, you're paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars just for the gear, thousands of dollars, 9 times out of 10 just for one bike. You're paying hundreds of dollars a month on maintenance and parts and fuel and entry fees and all that stuff.
As you guys say, each practice day is like $40 now. So it's
it's getting crazy.
I mean, we go ride at places 2 times a week and it's $160 each time, like each week.
And that's just getting into the gate. My life's goal is to eventually buy a plot of land, build like at least 3 tracks on said land, right? And yeah, couple days a week, I'll go, okay, like $20 entrance fee. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But especially during the riding season, my plan is to have like, especially on like a Saturday, like a kids' day. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
kids 16 and under, no entry fee. Just
That would
come
be
out,
awesome. Yeah.
bring your bike, go ride. That's my life's goal because I want to see the sport grow. I've been so infatuated with everything motocross my entire life. And honestly, I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing every single little thing about Supercross, Pro Motocross, FMX. Like, somebody needs to give these guys that can't afford to go out and race every weekend something to do, somewhere to ride.
Exactly. Exactly. And the worst part is a lot of these tracks are getting closed down. Like it seems like every time you open up social media, there's another track getting sued. And truly it's not even the people. It's the insurance companies. Like they come after them and just do not stop.
And
Well,
if it's
I'm
not insurance
actually
companies,
really excited. So Texas just passed a law where as soon as if they display a certain sign, I forget exactly what it is, but they display a sign at the entrance of the facility. It's kind of the same thing for rodeo around here. Is once you pass those gates, there is no suing. There's nothing. If anything happens to you, that's on you. So thank God that came out because I mean we almost lost one of the tracks in Fort Worth that everyone goes to, Village Creek. Now they are
We did lose
Metro.
them. Yeah, they had to reopen under a
Yeah,
new
they had to reopen under a
name.
new name, but luckily they're back. I mean,
oh,
by
thank God they're back.
the thin of their, I mean, we thought they were gone. But it's a very common theme and it sucks. So I'm hoping more states kind of pass laws like Texas did because I mean, you're going to a motocross track, you're signing the waivers, you know what's going to happen, but these insurance companies don't. They're just thinking, bottom line, what's the dollar? They don't care about this is going to ruin hundreds of kids' childhoods because now they're going to have to travel 2 hours to a track instead of just going right down the street to their local track. So I'm praying and I'm hopefully one day be lobbying for that because it really needs to be a thing across the country.
I 100% agree. And there's another thing that's closing tracks down. It's not just insurance companies kicking people out. It's also residential areas like
Yes.
tracks established. And then for years, and then this housing development comes in and everybody's complaining, oh, it's too loud. It's too loud. It's too loud. They sue the MX Park. And
Mm-hmm.
Lake
next
Elsinore.
thing you know, we lose another
Yep.
track.
Yep.
Yeah, my local's actually battling that right now.
Like that is
That's
the
crazy.
stupidest thing. Like, especially if the track was there first.
Yeah, like you.
Oh, yeah,
moved
100%.
there. Like
Like,
you moved
what do you
there,
think?
You knew what was there.
You chose to move into a house right next to a motocross track. What do
Yep.
you think's gonna happen?
It's like moving next to a train track. Like you know that there's trains that go in and out of that place. You know where you're moving to. Like you can't
Yep.
sue the train track and make them go a different way. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No.
But there is a good story to this, that whole like development kind of thing. I forget what state it was, but this development used the motocross track to sell homes, like use that in their advertising. They built the development and then they went and sued the track to close it down. Well, they brought that to court and they were just like, no, like you literally use this to promote selling your homes. No. So thankfully they lost the case and the track's still there, but it's just kind of like things like that. Like they'll use it while they can. And then as soon as someone complains, they're like, yep, get rid of it. And then they'll complain that kids are riding out in the middle of the field.
We're on the road.
Yep. Or on the
Wow.
road instead of giving them the place to ride. They'll take
What do
it
you
and then
think is
complain.
gonna happen when you take the track away?
Exactly.
What do you think is gonna happen? That's why the track is there, so they have somewhere safe as possible at least, to ride. And
Yep.
not just riding in the road where they're gonna get hit by a car or dump the bike and get road rash.
Yep. Yeah. It's a bit crazy, but like I said, Texas passed that law. I'm hoping more states follow. I know there was a few other states that did it, so let's just keep praying it's going to keep going. But in the meantime, Texas is kind of the hot spot for moto right now. I will say there's a lot of tracks coming up here. It was California, but a lot of teams, a lot of things are starting to move to Texas. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah,
Can't wait for Texas to be the
California
mecca.
used to be the moto mecca, and then it turned to then, and Florida started popping up.
Yep.
North and South Carolina started popping up. Now Texas is booming.
Yeah, it's really cool, and the amount of training facilities that have been popping up in Texas. I mean, just within a 40-mile radius of my house, there's at least 4, and it's like growing up, like there was Club, Millsaps training facility south of the border. Like those were like, and now they're everywhere. So that's another thing I want to get into is this new generation is crazy. Have you seen these 50 and 65 kids? It's pro motocross.
Not last year. It was the year before in SMX in the playoffs where they let the 65s race in North Carolina on the strip. And these kids on 65s, they're hitting the
those,
triples.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Triples, yeah.
Yeah.
They said
And
they
they
couldn't jump the finish
insane.
line. I was there.
Yeah, and they
They said the
actually
kids couldn't-
docked him
yeah.
points because he hit the finish line, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I would have given it to him, man. That takes the balls. Like he's got balls. He's got bigger balls than I do. That's for sure. I wouldn't be doing that on 65.
I mean, if the kid's good enough to even be in this race on a 65, and then he's got the huevos to just go up and send it,
Yeah.
just give it to him.
Yeah, seriously,
That's a
it was
core
like
memory
the last
right
lap.
there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I think pro motocross, like we're seeing speeds right now in the pro motocross scene that are just unheard of. I mean, like look at Jet, Deegan, these like Hunter right now is insane. It's like watching art.
It really is.
Now think of that, but the whole field, because this is the true first generation from start to finish. They're at training facilities. Racing is going to be crazy in the next 10 years. That's all I got to say. It is going to be wild. And then the women's series, like right now, because they completely were like, oh, no women racing. So it's like all these girls just stopped riding. It's like, what's the point? So now they have it going again. There's a few really fast riders, and they're kind of like having a hard time filling the gates. Imagine 10 years from now, these girls are flying. Like we were at the race at River Valley this weekend. There were at least 15 girls running around, and they were moving. They were kicking ass. They were destroying the boys. I'm like, dude, this is awesome to see. I love it. That's one thing that's always made me so upset with motocross is, dude, these women work just as hard as us, put in just as much work, and they, for what? To go to Loretta's? Like, it was so crappy. So now that they actually brought it back and they're televising it, thank God, I love it. Now, this is a hot take, Supercross for the 50 class. I think we should take that out, give that to the women.
Absolutely.
Give them at least one moto. Like, it's cool for the kids to go out there and everything, and they can still do it. Just do it, during practice, press day, something. But dude, these women work so hard. Give them the outlet to perform. Like, do something. Like, as much as it's cool to see these kids roll around on the track, like, there's women that are training and they can only ride motocross. So let them get on Supercross track. Let's see how they do.
I mean, at the very least, when you look at the schedule, the 50s aren't running every race. They're staggered. They only do 3 or 4 races out of the entire season. Same thing with SMX Next.
Mm-hmm.
And you have almost half the season where there's no subclass, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So for those rounds, guess what we can do if we don't want to take SMX Next or the 50s out? Have the women run those rounds. That way, every single round has a subclass, whether it's the amateurs, whether it's the women riders, or whether it's 6-year-old kids on KTM e-bikes.
Exactly. And I think, honestly, we really need to get Feld out. We need to get him the hell out of motocross. Just run him out. Someone needs to take over. I heard a little tidbit that Shaq might be coming into motocross. Now, if that happens, I don't know if anyone knows about NASCAR, but he went crazy.
Do you mean
in NASCAR.
Michael Jordan?
No,
Yeah.
Shaq.
Can we get a ban on Sleepy?
Dude, I saw Michael Jordan wanted to team up with Chad Reed.
I think I heard Michael Jordan too, but I think it's both of them. I think they're both
Oh.
interested in
Yeah,
it.
I know Shaq. Maybe Michael Jordan. I
proceed.
know.
My bad.
I heard Shaq. So now all the NASCAR drivers are actually getting paid a fair wage. Like the teams are making money. They went crazy over there. So
Cool.
I'm praying they come over here and get these riders money
Well,
because
first
right
off,
now,
like, I mean, the biggest problem we have is that not crew riders, not crew riders, but privateers.
We're not even
and
getting paid.
Yeah, we're not even getting paid. But like privateers and like even like Aaron Plessinger and things like that, those people have their own merch lines and they can't even sell their own merch. Like that's insane to me that you have a line of gear and clothing and Judd Lawrence with his watches and you can't even sell that stuff at an event where you're premiering at is crazy to me.
and let's talk about this. I'm not sure if you guys know this. I just found this out. So last year for the Pro Nationals, to qualify for the race, you got $1,000. It was a $250 entry fee. So at least if you qualified, it would pay for the weekend. You know, you
Right.
can go out race, and then depending on where you get placement wise, you get a little extra or whatever.
Not
They-
really.
They,
If you-
they dropped it to 500. So now you're saying, so just for the average privateer, you have to pay for travel, bike maintenance. It's $250 to get in. So if you qualify, it's $250. That's not going to pay for any. That pays for your entry fee. And these guys are risking their life as much as everybody. I've been hearing the whole privateers need to leave, whatever. That's the majority of your field. Like it or not, there's about
Yeah,
10 to 15 premier
absolutely.
riders. Without
Privateers are
those
the
privateers, there
backbone
would
of the sport.
not be motocross.
You look at
And a
some
lot of
the
these
private-
riders are just as, honestly, some of these riders are just as good as your premier guys. But when you're on a bike that's, 14, 15 grand going up against developed machines that are over $150,000, it's a lot. And most of these guys have to go to work the next day. Like they have to fund their racing. So it's crazy that Feld makes all this money and we can't even pay our riders. Like at the very least, they should at least make the $1,000 and their next entry fee should be covered. You make plenty from it. Why are we paying for your program? To me, that's mind-boggling.
Absolutely. I feel like that if you have your pro card and you show up and you try to qualify, right? I feel like if you can routinely at least qualify for a heat race, the minimum amount of money you should be able to make should cover your maintenance, your fuel, your travel, and your entrance fees for the entire season.
100%. Like that's truly how it should be. I mean, these guys are putting their life on the line. They're living every single day for one purpose: to go and race their best at your event. We got to take care of our riders. If we want a future, like we can't be relying on sponsors. There's just no way.
No, there's not. And honestly, and I'm going to be very vocal about this. And if I catch hate, I don't fucking care. Feld, get out of the fucking motorsport world. We fucking hate you. You're ruining everything. You're ruining motocross. You already ruined Monster Jam.
Yeah.
They already ruined that. That shit's done.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing the same thing with moto. Like everything you're trying to do to better the sport is doing the exact opposite. Because now we have less people trying to even qualify because they know they can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
They know they're losing money.
Yeah. Yeah, we have riders that we're planning on doing outdoors that they're just like, dude, like there's literally no point. I might as well just sit here and train for Supercross, better myself for that, be extra prepared, and go out swinging for Supercross. It's actually crazy. And when they're talking to me, I'm just like, dude, I don't blame you. Like, I really don't. Just at this point, hit some local races, make some money, and wait for Supercross. So there's just no point in doing this.
Sorry, kids.
Cute.
Well, he's cute, but he doesn't listen.
That's okay. They never do.
No, at least he comes by it, honestly.
There you go.
I got super lucky. Especially him, my oldest son. He inherited my love.
That's perfect. That's what I'm hoping for. I just want a little moto kid, just trying to train him up, be able to experience my childhood over again. That's the dream.
Even if I can never afford to buy myself a bike and throw my leg over one more time, at least make me a moto dad.
Yeah, right.
I want to see my son succeed where I didn't even have the opportunity.
Yeah, that's where I'm at as well. I can wait, but at the same time I can't. So we're at that point where it's like, if it happens, we're excited, but if not, we're just gonna keep grinding and having fun. Enjoy it while we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will say though, if my son does get into moto, that is an excuse for me to buy a bike because when he's learning, I got to follow him around the track, make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Yep.
Exactly. And then you get the cardo system. Dude, another thing that's really cool is like going to the tracks and seeing these moto parents. All of them are using cardo system. So they're able to talk to their kids, cheer them on. I love it, especially when it's, positive feedback, building them up. Now you have the moto parents that are screaming, and I'm just like, guys, this isn't a career. This is a childhood. Don't make it their memory of you screaming and yelling. Just let them have fun.
It's the parents that try to live vicariously through their kids and treat their kids' success as their success that
Yep.
ruin it.
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely have to say my dad did perfect was motocross was fun. Motocross was a hobby. We gave everything we had from when I first started to when I stopped, but there was no pressure on if you don't win this race, I'm selling the bikes, I'm doing this. As long as you tried and you're having fun, it could be dead last or leading the race by 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. It was a good weekend. And then, once I hit about like that 15, 16 mark is when he kind of sat me down, was like, look, is this something, are you wanting to chase this as a career? And, it was a, yes, dad, that's is what I want. And he's like, all right, then we're going to club and I'm going on the road so I can pay for it, but you're going to club and you're working hard. And that's exactly what I did. But even then it was never like, why aren't you, top of your class? Why is this? It was, are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself? Perfect. That's awesome. So if you are a moto parent out there listening to this, just know that it's not a career. It's a childhood. It's a career once that child decides it wants to be a career. But just know that every time you're screaming, yelling, like, why are you doing this jump? Whatever. Think to yourself, if I was in his shoes, would I want to go jump that 60-foot jump on a 50cc bike? Like, no, just let them have fun. It's at the end of the day, at these local races, it's a plaque. That's all it is. Just let them have fun, let them grow, and you'll see a lot better career at the end, a lot better lifestyle.
Absolutely. Now, because you mentioned the cardo system, this gets my blood boiling. You know what I'm about to talk about.
I think I do.
Listen, guys, we need to have cardo systems and riders' helmets in the pro circuit.
Yes,
100%.
100%.
Even if it's just
one way.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Even if it's just one way between the riders and the race director, we need a much better system. Yeah. We need a much better system than just Joe Schmo hired this weekend to wave a flag.
Yeah.
Yes, or the really stupid random going off track markers that sometimes
Yeah.
apply, sometimes don't. Kind of like just like random, so riders don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Now here's the immediate question. Well, what if the privateers can't afford it? What if people can't afford it? Okay, listen, here's a temporary fix, right? You do this for 1, maybe 2 years, right? Maybe you give out a little less money for the purse and you use what you don't pay out to pay for the cardo systems. You don't
100%.
Maybe they don't pay for them to install it in the helmets. I don't totally understand that. But if you qualify, right, they'd be like, hey, here's a cardo system. Talk to your mechanic. He needs to install that in your
100%. 100%. Because honestly, about 60% of crashes would be solved from that issue. Because, I mean, when you're in race mode, there's some times where you don't see the flag, especially if the flagger's way off on the side, like just barely
especially
doing
if
their
you're
job.
locked in, your heart rate's up, you're just hyper focused on what you have to do, and you kind of get tunnel vision a little bit.
Exactly,
I mean,
especially at their speeds.
and
Especially if you're like one of the leaders. Like, I mean, do you know how many times they get docked points for Red Cross, jumping on Red Cross all the time? Every single penalty is a jumping on a Red Cross flag, and it's one of the top riders who you'd think like, oh, they've done this for so many years, they know. No, you had tunnel vision when you're at those kinds of speeds, and you're locked in, and the only thing you are thinking about is catching the next person in front of you or finishing the race safely. Like, you're not
Absolutely.
thinking about what's going on the side of the tracks. That's not even pertinent. I mean, it is pertinent, but you know what I mean. Like, doesn't have anything to do with your race.
Not
And
only
Haley
that,
brought up a really good point there, or it kind of like leads me to this point. Not only is it going to help, jumping on red crosses, crashes. What is the biggest complaint right now from all the pro riders, the top guys, is that, dude, these riders will not get out of the way. Lappers don't get out of the way. But you have to think of from the lappers' perspective. They're racing their own race. They got someone right behind them. Like, again, the tunnel vision, like they're going. So if they could just be like, hey, rider 927, move to the right, first place is behind, something that would alleviate all these problems that we're having on the track. Because again, without privateers, we have no moto. But I understand with the frustration of being in a race and the lapper just won't get out of the way. But I think a lot of these guys have been leading for so long that they kind of forget that, like, those guys are racing too. So that would help tremendously. I definitely agree with you. Cardos should be 100% in the moto scene. It just makes sense, especially now that they're so small. You can barely tell they're on there. Like, it's an obvious choice. And most of the riders agree that it would be a smart move.
Absolutely. I mean, how many times has a red cross flag come out, right? And especially the leaders. Well, if they throw the red cross flag on, let's say, the finish line jump, what's right next to it? The manager's tower and the race director's tower. Well, when they're coming up to that bowl turn or whatever turn it is for the finish line jump, they can't see the flag. And they don't know the red cross flag until they're already going up the jump. Now they're like, oh, shit.
Yep. That happened, I think it was last year, right? Where six riders jumped and they were like, we had no idea.
Six.
Yeah,
right?
it was
we couldn't see the flag.
Yeah. So
we didn't know there was a flag until it was, 6 inches away from me.
And not only that, vice versa, flags going out when they shouldn't go out. I mean, that happened, twice this year to top riders, costing literal, points. I mean,
Dallas with Joe.
It lost Joe that race. I 100% believe he could have won that race if he didn't get that red cross flag.
Absolutely. But not only that, how many times have we seen flaggers just, shit, oh shit, I gotta put the blue flag out, blue flag. But they're already past me. Like, how are these guys on the track supposed to see the flag if Joe Schmo over here isn't paying attention? Or he goes to grab a flag, but he grabs the wrong one. He's got to put it down and grab the right one, and it's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, track deterioration.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
Go back 10 years, just 10 years, and you look at what a supercross track looked like on laps 17 through 20. That's what they look now on lap 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not that the lappers don't want to get out of the way or they don't know. Maybe they do know, but they're so stuck in a rut because all these tracks are so 1 and 2 line that they physically cannot get the bike out of the rut to get out of it.
Yep. Yeah. It's tracks are definitely starting to deteriorate. I know the worst track I've ever seen was when it was the playoff at the Texas Motor Speedway. That track was horrible. And I know exactly where they got that dirt, and I don't know what they were thinking. It's like, guys, this is the premier level.
Because
what are we doing?
Dirt. That's why.
Dude, it was the most rocky. Like, I was seeing riders hitting jumps and the bike just go whoop. And Ty Masterful going over the over-under. I was watching right there. He came up fine, hit a rock, and then was completely sideways. Couldn't do anything. So we were soil needs to be a little better for the moto industry. But I'm wondering if the tracks are just getting so rough because the bikes are just so powerful.
It could be.
I mean, your factory 250 is pushing as much power as the stock 450s now. I mean, back in the day, that was unheard of.
Yeah, let's look at lap times from back in the day, and even up to the early 2010s. How common was it for even a factory level guy to drop a sub 1 minute lap time on a supercross track?
Mm-hmm.
And now the dude that barely qualifies is still dropping under a minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's nuts. I mean, but it is kind of neat seeing the dynamic change, because back when I was riding, teams were looking for jockeys. They were looking for the smallest riders, skinniest, the smallest you could be, the better. So for me being a big guy, it was like, good luck. But now the bikes are so powerful and so strong that they're looking for bigger riders. They're looking for guys that are, you're 6 foot in shape that can throw these things around because they have plenty of power. Especially if you're riding a Star Yamaha 250, dude, it doesn't matter what size you are. That thing is going to be moving.
They're looking for bigger guys and stronger guys just because they can hold on to the bike.
Yeah, they can hold on. And when it's coming into a corner, there's no moving them. It's really cool to see. Honestly, that's been one of the coolest things I've been noticing, that teams are slowly starting. You're seeing them get more built. They're getting tougher. So that's a really cool thing. But another thing we got to think about, the scoop tires. Since they've been using those scoops.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's sand, hard pack, they're using the scoop.
Honestly,
it's become a very common thing. I mean, it's rare to see anything else but a scoop, even at the local tracks now. I mean, I even joined the train. I got a Pirelli scoop. I'm excited to try that thing.
Honestly, I feel like on the pro circuit, they should do it like NASCAR and Formula One do it, where you have two or three options. Everybody is running one of these options and take the scoop out, because yes, the scoop is phenomenal, especially on the starts. It's amazing, but it's also completely tearing up the track, and it's turning everything so one line. Like you don't really have many options to get around the track anymore.
I will say this, not even from a track point of view. Have you guys gotten behind one of those guys with a scoop tire? That is the most painful experience of your life. Now imagine 42 of those dudes going down a start with all scoops. I'm just saying, it's just a little, it's a little dangerous for sure. But it is a good defense if you're running a scoop to kind of keep that guy behind you, because I'm no weenie. I have a very high pain tolerance, but when I got behind this guy on a 250, not even a 450 with that scoop, I was like, dude, I'm not riding with you. You can have it. That is not me. So the scoop is definitely one of the major things I think recently have changed the sport quite a bit, because now riders are having to adapt to having crazy grip, tracks getting a lot rougher, and playing defense. I mean, there's no way you're following that guy. I don't care who you are. You're going to be doing alternate lines. So it's kind of neat how it's going, but it is a little sketchy for Supercross. I'm noticing those tracks, like you're saying, they're getting a little gnarly. It's a bit crazy, but then again, the only way to fix that is to more intermissions, grooming the track. You lose fans from it because it's just going on and on and on. So like, I understand. So that's kind of a tricky one to fix.
I don't know, Brendy, Sleepy, Nick, what do you guys think?
I agree. Getting behind them things hurt terribly bad. It's not for me, bro. It's not for me. My pain tolerance is usually pretty high too, but I definitely just let off and let them have it. It's not fun.
Dude, it's crazy.
From me being a woods rider, most of the professional like the GNCC riders, they run scoops in the woods.
Yep.
On hardback.
Yep.
I feel like
they swear by
it. Kind of has its place in woods, though. Like I feel like in woods, it's like made for that. Like I don't know.
We're talking like Pennsylvania Rocky hardback. They're running a scoop.
Yeah, defense, brother, defense.
And I'll be honest with you, I've run a scoop on my 125 on hardpack. You got to change your riding a little bit, but it actually is a phenomenal tire, no matter where it is.
Well, that, and usually the scoops are a really soft compound, so you're going to get a lot of grip with that. I mean, it's going to tear it up quick. Nice. It's going to tear it up quick, but you're going to have unlimited traction. You're going to have some fun in that thing.
It's not fun being behind privateers in California tracks, because it hurts bad.
Well, California, dude, it's like half soil, half rock.
Yeah.
That's a lot of your track. That's a lot of them.
Good.
Yeah, that was one thing I missed when I moved out to California to train for pro. It was like the track, like you grew up watching these tracks, and then you get out there and you're just like it's a really cool layout, but like, where's the good soil? Like what is going on here? That, and the biggest thing that I was adapting to was the wind out there is kind of nuts. Like Pala, the first time I went out to Pala, I was like, dude, I'm having to jump off the track just to get back on. Like it is nuts out here. But coming from Texas, going to California, I was spoiled out here. The Texas soil is one of a kind. Let me tell you, one of a kind.
All right, I got a question for everybody, and this applies especially to the outdoor tracks. I'm doing a little survey. If you could remove one track from the pro circuit, what would it be?
Can I go first? Oh, Well, I'm on. I was gonna say Paula.
I agree.
All right, so we're all in agreement. Paula
We're
needs to
all
go.
in agreeing. Paula
Yeah.
needs to
No,
go.
Paula is a great track. Don't get me wrong. It is good. But when we think about like what else we could put there, why isn't Glen Helen the the
I was just gonna
holy
say that.
grail of an outdoor track? That is the pinnacle. I mean, it has everything all in one. Why is that not in?
And why
It's
has
scary.
it been in the past and it's not anymore? Like we literally went to motocross races on that track and it's not on the circuit anymore. That track was amazing.
I also
Well, the
don't
reason why
understand.
Glen Ellen isn't in the circuit anymore is because they had a legal dispute with, with Glen Ellen and the series, and it pretty much got, set in stone that Glen Ellen is never going to host a pro race anymore. Once Feld took over, no surprise there.
I mean,
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, that's good. Also, I want to put this out into the universe. Bring back Freestone, okay?
Freestone!
Bring back
The
Freestone.
Texas 12
You're
pack,
talking about
baby!
you're wanting to see some just the endurance to ride out here during the summer. I mean, you're looking at 110 degrees. It is gnarly, and that track is the perfect place for it. I mean, remember back in the day, Baggett just launching into the Texas 12 pack. Like, I want to see stuff like that. Bring it back to Texas. Also, being a Texas native, it would be kind of nice to have something that I can go watch for pro motocross and not have to travel across the country. But
Liar! Texas native. Texas native. This guy
Hey,
over here.
don't let
he
her
thinks he's
fool
a
you.
Texas native.
Don't let her fool
Go
you.
back to North Carolina.
Hey, I'm a mutt, but let me tell you, at least I like biscuits and gravy, all right? Sweet tea, biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
You,
Hey,
ma'am,
y'all-
are
y'all
a
are-
communist. You
Y'all
do
are
not
taking
like any
that.
of those
I lived in
things.
North Carolina for 5 years.
Hey,
I don't know.
North Crackalacky, baby.
I love my
I
cookout.
miss it.
I feel like they should give
Dude, I
other
miss
tracks the
Cookout so much.
opportunity.
Yeah, I think that it should rotate as
Bring
well.
back Muddy Creek.
Like how
Muddy
Supercross
Creek,
does
that's
it,
a good one.
where they always throw out like some random stadiums. I feel like we should do that with more motocross tracks. Instead of it always being Paula, Rancho, Thunder Valley.
Yeah, it would be neat.
Getting
At least
tired
have
of
like
looking at the same track.
one track out of the circuit that can
You could call it
kind
a
of go
wild
around.
card. You could call it the wild card, and they like randomly select from certain tracks that have the eligibility, like whatever, have a big enough parking spot, camping, yada
Yeah,
yada
facility
yada.
for it.
Put them in a bowl and be like, let's wild card round 5, and then you draw it or whatever, and it could be a big thing. Like
I don't know if they have the facilities for it, but Billadilla would be pretty fucking cool.
Billadilla
Not
does
gonna
not have
lie.
the
Billadilla would be
facilities for it,
nice. I
honey.
don't know if anyone's seen that, but your boy's looking at it really hard. I'm just like, let me in.
You just want to go there.
I do, but you know what? That'd be a sweet track
This
to have a
guy-
national at.
This guy, we're planning for the Texas State Championship, right? And we're gonna race AMA. There's a new series that's challenging AMA. It's gonna be called NMA, and it's like North Motocross, or it's like North Texas Motocross Association or something. I don't know. So we've decided to do the AMA one because he needs AMA points if he wants to race pro, and so Billadilla is on the NMA one. So he's going to skip one of the Texas State Championship races just so that he can go race Billadilla. And I'm like, boy, you're losing points here.
I don't know when it is, but I'll be out there, baby. I'm gonna ride that
September
track.
20th.
I don't care if I'm last or first. I'm gonna have the biggest smile on my face. It's gonna be a blast. That track is made of dreams. Let me tell you, fairy dust and dreams.
You haven't even rode it yet.
I don't care. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I've done my research. I know it. I need to get out there. Owner of Billadilla, just let the O show come out, dude. Just let me just try it out. You never know. I'll give you some free gear, man. Come on. Just let me get in there. Let me get in the gate, the pearly gates. Oh, that track is so good.
It's a safe looking track.
Oh, dude,
Are
it's
you
very
looking at
safe. Definitely doesn't have any big booters.
It looks like a mini Bud Street film.
Dude, that's what I love though. I love tracks that I show up to and I'm like, I'm a little scared. All right, like I'm a little scared. That's where I find my enjoyment because I like getting out there. I do my sight lap and then I'm like, all right, Just do it because you're not going to do it if you keep waiting.
We're
Just
off to a
huck 'em.
good start. The welcome signs at 2x4.
Yes.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like we need to see a lot more venues in the pro scene, especially like going off Haley's idea, maybe something similar, but like do like pull one local track from every state, not the ones that are currently on the circuit, but put them all in a bowl, right? Let's say, hey, for this year, we're going to this state, this local track. We're gonna race it no matter what. We're gonna, decide like let's say they do this year after, either when they're geared up for round 11 or right after round 11, they select the wild card track for 27. You know what I mean?
Right.
It gives the facility
Gives you
ample
plenty
time
of
to
time.
prepare
Yeah.
and plan and all this other stuff. But I feel like if they do that, not only is it going to allow better opportunities for people to have their pro card to be like, oh, well, I could just drive an hour or two to this track, try and qualify. Maybe I make it, maybe I don't. But also, I feel like that'll also help grow the sport and get a lot more people exposed, because how many times have people gone, I want to go to the pro race, but I don't want to drive 4 hours or hop on a plane and fly just to watch the race.
100%. That, and it shows people, I mean, in that state, around the country, that they're there. I mean, there's like, for Texas example, it's huge. This state is ginormous. We should be our own country.
Secede. Sorry.
Like there's tracks that are an hour and a half from me that I had no idea even existed. Like, we just went to this place, Black Gold MX. It's an amazing track. It's nothing crazy, but an amazing facility. They have everything's brand new. It's awesome. But no one's ever heard, like, it's a rare, everyone you ask, it's like, Black Gold, like, where's that? And you're just like, that would be a great
Stephenville, Texas.
way to showcase everything, all the tracks around the country. But with that, I feel like there need to be like a good vetting process. Like, the track would need to have good facilities. The track needs to be up to par. Because I see like GP riders, like, there's some tracks where they're just like, why are we even here? Like, we're riding on a trail. Like, this is ridiculous. So definitely keeping up that standard, and that would also push a lot of tracks to grow bigger. Because right now, I mean, you have, there are some tracks that are really starting to push and grow and really try some things. But if there's a chance that, like, hey, we could be on the pro circuit, we should really push to make this track special, because that would be enough funding for the rest of the year if we could hold an event here.
Not only that, but let's say, some local track gets selected. Like, let's say out in my state here in Oregon, there's a track about 30 minutes away called Albany MX Park. And it looks like a really nice facility. It's a great track, but not a lot of people ride there just because they don't know about it. And it gives these local tracks, an opportunity to go, hey, this is where we are. This is our facility. This is our track. And that's just going to create more people wanting to go ride.
Also, not to mention, it makes amateur motocross better because you have the amateur days the day after. And you know how fucking cool it is to say, I've rode on the same track as the pros did? That is the coolest thing in the world. I have never gotten to do it, but I would wait. When?
We rode Glen Helen the day after,
right,
and it was awesome.
Wait, that's right. I
Oh
forgot.
my gosh, that day was so good.
I didn't do it completely because I did not do the hills, so doesn't count.
It's okay. Your
Doesn't
bike
count.
did. I got it up the hill.
Doesn't count. Anyways, but like, so many kids and so many people would love to have that opportunity, but they're not going to pack up their bike and drive 10 hours away for a race, and then, or for a pro race and then an amateur race the next day. Like, that's like doing a Loretta Lynn regional. Also, not to mention, it's hella expensive. But there's plenty of tracks out there that have the facilities. But you could look at all the places that have regionals. There's regionals in almost every state. I mean,
just about,
right?
Mhm.
Those regionals are huge. Like, they would have the facilities, or could grow to have those facilities to host a pro race.
Absolutely. And hot take, Loretta's is not worth it.
100%.
Not worth it.
100%
Way
is
too
not worth it.
expensive.
I mean,
This is
yes and no.
cold.
Like, I've seen kids that go on 50s, and all of a sudden they get a ride. They won, they get a ride, and then they're carried all the way to the pros. But people need to understand is that 99.9% of the people that go and win they get nothing at the end of it. Like, it looks great and it's a great accomplishment. I mean, if you can go and you can afford it, definitely do it. It is one of the biggest accomplishments you'll ever get in your life. But if you're going there to only focus on like, if I win this, I'm going to get so many sponsorships. It's really not there. I mean, and truly like spend that money and hit up the local scene and hit a lot of the amateur nationals. I mean, because
Absolutely. I feel like
getting to Loretta's is incredibly expensive. Like the 1 year I qualified, we didn't even go because we couldn't even afford. I mean, it's crazy to
honestly,
just even get there.
I feel like there should be a lot more regional showcases like Loretta's throughout the country, because then that's going to give people more opportunities to go and show what they can do.
Mhm.
But two, that's also going to drive the prices down because, maybe, I qualify, but I can't go to Loretta's. Well, maybe I can go to this one in California or
Well, you
Texas.
kind of have like a few things like that, but there just needs to be more because you have Ponca's National, you've got Loretta's, you've got Mammoth, and what's the other one in Florida?
Videos.
Ineos. But
Oh,
if you could just get more of those around the country, like I think Underground used to do an amateur national, something along those lines, like UGMX would be cool. But like if you could get a few of those that were on that level, would be awesome. Or like JS7. JS7 has a huge spring national championship where the winners get to go to James Stewart's house, which is so cool. That's at Freestone.
Absolutely. There needs to be a lot more stuff like that, especially for the kids, get
Mhm.
them more exposed, get them more experience on a track, let them
Mhm.
get a glimpse of what could be in their future. That way that's, how many kids do we have all across the country that are trying their best, riding their hearts out. They don't qualify for Loretta's and they just stop riding. They just give up.
Billy, there's a spider on my desk. Help. I'm not kidding. It's right there.
Oh, nah. I'd be calling
1
Kate
second.
over.
Get help. It's gonna get me. Get it.
If I was in that situation, I would have burned the house down.
Go get a paper towel.
No chance. Too many legs, bro.
It's
Sleepy, there's a
literally
spider on my desk.
right next to me.
Hold on.
Sleepy, there's a spider on my
said-
pants.
On his desk, not under his desk.
I was
Sleepy,
getting.
there's a spider on my pants.
Oh, I'm coming.
You're coming. Huh. Oh, sure.
Okay, all right.
Wait, who's coming? Wait, what?
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh God. Hey, we're doing a podcast, dude. We gotta be professional, man.
Professional.
Dude, low
You're
class
right.
started it.
Professional my ass. Come on.
Mitch, you guys go to www.of.com, type in True Racewear, and then you can buy it all for $14.99 a month. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd buy.
But he said, also like another thing that I struggled with growing up, and I hope that a lot of kids and adults that are trying to make it in this sport, you're going to get so much more from social media. So much more. I can tell you,
Bragg.
Dayton Briggs is a great example. Everyone knows Dayton Briggs. He's the only privateer that has lines waiting to get autographs. People like we ride and do such a crazy sport, just constantly filming and just showcasing your life. I mean, just record everything. That's one thing I never did growing up was post. Like at Club MX, I didn't have a photographer or anything, so like I had maybe 1 or 2 photos from Club. That I ever did in insane. So it just learn it. It's super easy. Have everything. Make a couple videos of you riding, put it onto TikTok. If TikTok does work for you, you can kind of go and click whatever you need to do. But we have all these people that we'll use them.
Case in point, we're right now, we're recording episode 8. Okay, episode 8. Guess what finally happened on episode 7? I made clips. I posted them on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And I'm not ashamed to admit I fangirled the fuck out about this. I made a clip saying, how great Cody Shock did during the Supercross season. Hope he heals up because I love watching him ride. And dude commented on my video. I mean, if Joe Schmo, guy who doesn't know anything, who doesn't ride but just loves the sport and everything about it, if I can do this 7 episodes in, anybody can. You can meet people, you can make connections, you can find people to talk to ride with, to elevate yourself and each other. No,
especially with all this technology. No one, but this kid wasn't asking. This is the first thing. He wasn't asking for anything great. He was just asked if crew race was sponsoring what he was about, and this is what caught my attention. That I told a lot of people, listen to this. Hey, I'm really, I really great for my parents. What if your tip to get something like you back just a year ago and short, sweet, get to the point, get the phone and run with it. I was very impressed with that. I'm not gonna say his name, but if you watch it go, you know very impressed with that.
Not only that, he calls you after every race, and I think it's so cute.
is awesome.
Anytime they're giving you a raise, just let me know. You can go off here. You guys dude, yes. So just communication at the end of the day, like going back to Reddit, it's so hard to do that. But truly, yes, go race Reddit out there. That is great to do. But showcase yourself going up to that point. There's so much opportunity for business that they just have to
Absolutely. And, you know, case in point, you know, I understand that, you know, when it comes to wanting, you know, sponsorships, trying to network, it's scary. It's tough because you're always thinking the worst case scenario. But let's take my case, for example. I reached out to you, Billy. You know, I kind of knew you a little bit. You know, I knew of you. We hung out a little bit over bikes and everything. But I just took a shot in the dark because I finally had the point where I'm like, look, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm about. And I'm going to regret not asking this question. The worst you can say is no. Worst you can say is no. So yeah, I reached out to you. I asked, hey, can we partner the podcast with Crew? And you said, absolutely, let's run it. I go, cool, let's run it. You just have to realize that it never hurts to ask the question. Even if you get shut down, even if you get denied, at least you can say, hey, I put myself out there and I asked the question. Absolutely. Just because, you know, you get told no now doesn't mean it's going to be a no forever. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to cut it short for this episode, but everybody, if you made it to this point, thank you for watching. Please like, share, follow, comment, subscribe, leave feedback. Please leave feedback because the feedback that you guys give me is how I make the show better and more enjoyable for everybody. Even if you're like, this show's fucking stupid. Okay, cool. But tell me why. You know what I mean? Even if you have nothing but criticism, let me know so I can improve. And I want to thank everybody, every one of you who joined the show. I love having people on here. And thank you guys for not only agreeing to do it, but just shooting the shit with me. I mean, at the end of the day, even if nobody watches this, I'm having a blast doing this, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to do it. But that'll be it for this week, guys. Go check out Crew Racewear and their pre-sale event on their new gear they're dropping. Use code Crew15 for 15% off your order. But you have to act fast because this pre-sale event, it ain't going to last forever.
And tell your mom.
Yeah, don't forget your moto mom.
Don't forget moto moms.
She needs a t-shirt.
Mother's Day passed.
It's not just for Mother's Day.
It's
Get her a
always
t-shirt just
Every
because you love
day.
your mom.
Every day is Mother's Day.
You could have just said birthday, bro.
And your grandma. And tell your grandma.
Or Christmas.
Low class said, hey.
All right.
Give me
Yeah.
an official one, bro. What are we doing?
Can we get a cake?
Hold on,
Oh, look,
let's
you're
take a
on the
look.
website right now. Yeah, you go down. Yup.
Just
All right,
hit
that's
Another
going to do
sample
it for this
product.
episode, everybody. Thank you for watching. I love you, and we'll see you in the next episode.